G'day mates, today we're comparing the older EY401 Pole Saw attachment which came with my 36V power head kit to the EY403 which came with my 40V power head. Be sure to also check out those reviews. The 401 is a 10 inch or 255mm bar, whereas the 403 gets extended to 12 inches or 300mm for a bit of extra reach. Anyone with yuccas will know the joy involved when getting to remove one. I probably should have put this in my 40V review, as this cut is with the 36V power head, and you can see that it's a bit of a slog to get through this stump. This cut on the right is with the 40V. Both with the same 401 saw, both sped up 10 times, and the power difference between the two is quite staggering. The yucca is pretty pulpy, so it's a good way to see how each head clears wood chips with a pretty clear design difference in the top and bottom of both units. Opening them up, and you can see how much gets trapped within the case of the 401, with the design of the 403 being much better for clearing out material. Giving them a good cleanup, and I got a new chain for each unit so we could take a look at the cutting performance of each. I was interested to see whether there would be an advantage for 46 teeth over 12 inches on the 403 compared to 40 teeth over 10 inches on the 401. For the performance test, I'm using the 40V power head with a fully charged 5Ah battery, using a 200mm wide log, and the 401 couldn't actually get through it at all. I know it's capable of cuts this size, and we've done it before with the 36V power head review, but whatever type of timber this tree was is a bit too hard for the 401, even with this new chain. I even checked the adjustment to make sure it wasn't too tight or too loose, and it moved pretty freely. Switching to the 403, and it has no troubles at all finishing off the cut that the 401 left behind. Starting with a new cut, and the 403 takes 18 seconds to get through. I haven't applied any downward pressure on either head, and I've even tried to lift some off with the 401, as it still struggles to make it through, taking almost a full minute with it stalling the power head multiple times. But in reality, there's a reason chainsaws exist, so moving to a branch 115mm by 125mm, and the 401 gets through it in just under 10 seconds. Moving to the 403, and it really shows off its excellent clearance from the top of the chain, and it completes the cut in just under 8 seconds for a 20% improvement. The design of the 401 leaves a bit to be desired. It's awkward to adjust the tensioning screw, and there's very little tolerance between the sprocket and the bar. The oil reservoir also has a gap that's great for collecting sawdust. The very basic reservoir cap on the 401 is vastly improved on the 403, with this very nice slimline cap with a pop-out tab to help with unscrewing it. The 403 also features a hook for dragging out branches, and the cover has a steel insert against the bar rather than the plastic on the 401. The housing on the 401 slots pretty nicely into a groove around the edge, but the 403 has a clip that fixes it quite firmly into place. The adjustment screw is also easily accessible with the included tool, which is a welcome improvement. You can hang the 401 but need to have the chain facing up, otherwise the bar oil drains down into the cover. Strangely, the 403 ends up being the opposite as it runs down the shaft unless stored upside down. With all that said, the 401 is still a handy unit and certainly gets the job done. You'd be hard pressed to notice the performance difference when pruning branches, but the extra reach of the newer unit for a 200g increase in weight is quite welcome. But apart from the size increase and performance improvement, it's the little things that count, like the nicely branded cover and the direction arrow and graphic to make sure you put the chain on the right way, which are still visible with the cover installed on the 403. I'm embarrassed to admit that I've got that wrong before. And the nut is fixed into the housing, so it won't get lost in your lawn while recording videos. There just isn't anything I can think of that I'd do differently or would change to improve this unit. It's longer, only slightly heavier, and is just really well thought out and designed. I really can't fault it. 5 stars. Oh, Taran did not approve of this solar-friendly haircut for our black sapoti. That was actually pretty close.